So how can we differentiate between knowledge and understanding? Knowledge is one thing and understanding is another thing. And knowledge alone does not grant you with understanding. Understanding depends upon the relation of knowledge to being. Remember that. Understanding depends upon the relation of knowledge to being. I'm sure you'll agree with me when I say that at different periods of your life you understood one and the same idea, one and the same thought in totally different ways. Back then you had no idea about reading and you experienced the world through touch and taste. You touched something hot and it hurt. So you quickly learned to be careful with hot stuff. Growing up, you learned to read and your experience has changed completely. From this simple example, we can conclude that understanding is the resultant of knowledge and being, where being represents the nature or the essence of a person. There's no way that a baby can understand the same way a teenager does. The biggest mistake people make is when they think that greater understanding depends on their knowledge and therefore they accumulate more and more information. The goal is to accumulate understanding, but many people simply don't know how to do that. The level of being is changing as we grow up. This is why we understand things differently in different times of our life. The same way, and this is very important, our level of being changes as we develop our mental and spiritual skills. It seems that if we want to increase the level of understanding, we have to do something or change something. And we will definitely talk about it later in the course. Well, we cannot change the world or the way nature works, but most certainly there's work that we can do as individuals. But people are not stupid. They mistakenly assume that greater understanding depends on greater knowledge, and therefore they accumulate more and more information. But the real goal is to accumulate understanding. And people simply don't know how to do it. Despite not knowing that, it seems strange to them that they could have understood so wrongly in the past something which, in their opinion, they now understand correctly. Remember what are our understanding most common misconceptions? People think that understanding is the function of the mind. They think that they can easily understand each other. They believe that knowing is understanding, and they think that in order to know how to do something, they can simply collect information about it. If we want to solve the problem, we must make sure that in our life, knowledge and being will not diverge too far from one another. In other words, understanding can grow only with the growth of being. In the same way, lack of understanding is an effect of this divergence. Knowledge is the function of a thinking mechanism we have in our mind. Understanding, however, is the function of two other components. Our thinking mechanism might know something, but understanding is present only when we feel and sense what is connected with the knowledge we acquire.